This is the voicemail of Graeme Kenna from the Legal Department for Adult Services in Bradford Council. Please leave a message and I will get back to you.
After you've finished your message, just hang up, or to hear more options, please press 1.
Yes, hello, Mr. Kenna. It's Mr. Hussain here, once again, leaving yourself another daily message, as I've been doing so since the 10th of October 2023, following the unlawful abduction and incarceration of my brother Talib. And today is Thursday, Thursday the 13th of June 2024, and I'm once again leaving yourself a daily message asking you, the local authority, to engage with me, to let me know why I can't speak to my brother now. It's a month of Eid. Eid is on Monday, and we as a family, and when I say we, I'm talking about me and my sister, I've been trying to contact our brother at the care home. Initially, the council had allowed us to speak to our brother a week ago on Thursday. 2 weeks ago on Thursday. And Thursday the 30th of Thursday the 30th of May, I spoke to my brother on the telephone, and he was telling me what kind of condition. He was complaining to me about the conditions he's been left languishing by you, the local authority, after you had kidnapped him. I spoke to my brother on the 31st of May, on Friday the 31st of May. I spoke to my brother on the 1st of June and on the 2nd of June via telephone, without issue, without concern, without any grievances at the part of the care home. No issues were raised. And then on Monday, the 3rd of June, I've gone down and we've had a very successful visit. And subsequently, there's a scenario being orchestrated to prevent me from visiting my brother. And when I went down on Tuesday, some gobbledygook about I was being aggressive and abusive due to the effects of my visit. And then subsequently, by Wednesday and Thursday, the care home's telling me that I need to put things in writing now, and I can't speak to anybody. Where I get an email from the proprietor, David Crabtree, saying that this is the first and last email that he's going to send us, and I should not talk to the staff members or anybody else. Why? What's caused this? This is a clear sabotaging event. This is quite clearly an attempt to undermine myself, and I'm just reminding myself that this is exactly what you had orchestrated in my mother's care, when you had kidnapped my mother from my care and forced me to become homeless on the 19th of February 2021 at the height of the pandemic, and then failed to let me see my mother. And then you were all orchestrating an event to arrange to speak to, so I could visit my mother under strict guidelines and conditions which were entirely geared towards favouring yourself, where you could have equally made false allegations. This is why I failed to visit my mother according to what you had, with the dictates that you had put forward, because I clearly knew what you were trying to do then. You were trying to stage events to state, whilst the court of protection proceedings were undergoing, that you were going to say that, oh no, his mother's been very distressed as a result of him visiting. I knew what kind of staging event you were setting up then, as you were trying to do now once again in 2024 now, on the 3rd of June 2024. You had attempted the very same thing, and that's why I failed to visit my own mother before you murdered her off in January 2022, while you were trying to arrange this scenario. I take note that at the hearing on the 5th of October 2021, it was just Cohen that was saying, oh, but why did you not go visit your mother? Why? Yeah, because I knew what you were doing then. I knew exactly what you were trying to do then. You were trying to stage events, because now it's your word alone. You, the local authority, and whatever your quote unquote professionals say is the word of God. It cannot be a lie. You are such lying, cheating, crooked, wicked, evil people that you come out. You can't even tell the truth. You're pathological liars, and this is one of the reasons that you've taken exception to myself, because it's either your word against my word, and you have made me into a criminal, and you are egalitarian and benevolent professionals, under being in a position of authority. Nothing you can say. Why would you lie for? You're professionals. Yes, well, I would be a liar because I'm a criminal. Well, it's either your word against mine, but no, I don't work on that paradigm. It's your word against you. So this is one of the reasons I've recorded you, and now that I've recorded you and present the evidence back to you, you don't like it. And this is the same thing with this care provider now. You've deliberately staged events to sabotage my relationship. It's not an impartial institution. They're taking your instructions. Now we've got this scenario where, it's exactly the same. It's in compliance with your vexatious complainant policy, isn't it? Where I have to write emails now. Well, I made that quite clear even a decade ago to the council. You were not there, Mr. Mr. Kenna. You were not around then. 10 years ago in 2014, I made the council clearly aware if you were forcing me to write things down, as you were forcing me to write things down then, 10 years ago, exactly the same scenario. In by July, an attempt had been made, by the 21st of July 2014, an attempt had been made to murder my brother. But you had equally asked the care home then, the Chaika Care Group, Staveley Berkeley's nursing home, the manager was asking me to write things down then as well. This is quite clearly a repetition of what you did exactly a decade ago, as forcing me to write things down. Oh, we're professionals. You're professionals. You're forcing me to write things down. Why don't you write things down? I send emails. You don't reply. I put things in writing. You just don't bother replying. And then when you do reply, lies and cheats and bullshits and all sorts of attempts to cover up your own systemic failures. I mean, this is 10 times worse. The situation that you've orchestrated against me is 10 times worse than the post office scandal, because the post office scandal was based on a glitch on a computer system, so we're told, on the Horizon computer system, that the post office were looking to then cover up and make throw the postmasters under the bus. This has got nothing. This is 10 times worse because there's no computer glitch, and you're targeting and victimizing and persecuting and being vindictive towards us. Now it's Eid next week on Monday. Why would we not be able to speak to my brother now all of a sudden on a successful visit? Why would that be the case? Oh, he's become very agitated. Well, subsequently spoken to him, subsequently spoken to the care staff, and they said, yeah, he's fine now. So if he's fine now, and he was fine on Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, when I spoke to him on the telephone, then the cause must be me visiting him, or so you would have it be. So why would I not be able to speak to my brother on the telephone? You don't want me to speak to him on the telephone because he's made some alarming statements against the care that you're providing with him. And I've seen the situation that you put him into. You are just simply looking to cause us alarm, harm and distress, both me and my brother, in order for you, the local authority, to save your public reputation as a benevolent and...
You're approaching the maximum allowed time for recording a message. If you wish to record further, please choose the append option from the menu. If you've finished recording, just hang up. If you don't carry on recording or hang up, your message will be deleted. To listen to your message, press 1. To re-record your message, press 2. Please record the rest of your message after the tone. When you've finished recording, press the hash key.
Yes, time's getting the better of me, Mr. Kenna. I can go through this whole history with yourself, but you know it yourself. You've been fully involved and engaged in this process. Your predecessors, solicitor, were trying to get at the stage in 2019, trying to remove me as 2018, trying to remove me as a nearest relative, weren't you? You failed to remove me as a nearest relative then, and now you're trying to deny me and my sister access to our own brother. I would just like to remind you that even when you had falsely put me into prison, I could speak to my brother. And now you're denying us access to speak to him on Eid day. You put bail conditions. You instructed the police to put bail conditions to prevent me from seeing my brother, so you could force through the court agenda to assist your housing association proxy agents. And now once again you're getting the care home to act as your proxy agents by giving them instructions to deny me and my sister.
Sorry, but you've reached the maximum time available for recording your message.
Bullshit.
To listen to your message, press 1. To re-record your message, press 2. If you are happy with your message, press 4. Message sent. Goodbye.
It's all a joke, innit? They put bail conditions. The council put bail conditions so I can't see my brother. 9 months later, they have had to forcibly remove the bail conditions so I can now see my brother. And so when I can go see my brother, they try to stage events to further incriminate me so they can have further leverage. And when that hasn't not failed, then they just be quiet and just ignore me and violate both me and my brother's rights. This is a continuation of what happened 10 years ago. Exactly the same scenario. Refusing to engage with me, and then plotting and planning to murder my brother Nazim and frame me for his death. That all failed. I mean, these are a bunch of incompetent morons, mentally retarded morons that are in positions of power and authority, and nobody can keep them in check, because what they do is they take council tax money and buy off everybody. They buy off the police, they buy off the courts, they buy off the judges, they buy off every single institution, and then try to discredit and undermine me as a lonely carer. We'll see in time who's on the side of truth and justice, and who's a lying, cheating scumbag like these. Eid's coming up. What possible reason could there be for me not to even speak to my brother now? Because I need to put things in writing. Why do I need to put things in writing? What has justified now the care home saying that I need to put things in writing is because the local authority has instructed them to do so. So when then they can utilize that as evidence against me. I remind myself that over a decade ago, when they were doing this to me, I wrote to them. I wrote to the council and told them I've taken a kitchen knife and slit my mother and brother's throat, and that's what they get the police involved. So when I say something, they want me to put things in writing, so then they can utilize that as evidence against me. But they won't say anything, and they won't do anything, and they think that will exonerate them from any liability or culpability. You're in a position of authority and power and control. You've locked my brother away. You've you're denying him his basic human rights, and you're pretending that we just won't do anything now, and we'll just say, well, we didn't do anything. Well, that's right. That's neglect. You're neglecting my brother. You're neglecting and you're violating and abusing our rights through acts of omission and commission, and abuses of power through neglect and negligence. It's all the same thing. 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, all the same thing. The council are incompetent, and they're put into positions of power and authority by conning and hoodwinking the members of the public to vote for them, vote for this councillor, vote for that councillor, all retarded and not able to do their jobs properly, can't look after the children, and now looking to forcibly take care of my brother when they're not in a position to do so, putting him into an inappropriate place that does not meet his religious or cultural needs, and then claiming to be a city of culture. All lying, cheating scoundrels. That's all they are.